Welcome to the Southern League Goals of the Week show. Are you ready for the show? Because I know I am.
Welcome to another week, of course, of the Goals of the Week programme. And, of course, we're here for about the next 40 minutes with all the goals that have been sent in to us this week. And we've got games from the Central League, the Southern League, the Premier South, the Premier Central as well. And, of course, some of the games that were played during midweek. We've also got interviews with Jimmy and Adam from Nuneaton and Coalville about their game, because their game was Game of the Week this week. Unfortunately, no footage, because the footage that was sent in was a little bit on the corrupt side where the goal was. So, unfortunately, we couldn't put that onto the programme today, but you'll get their thoughts on the game today. We've also got the result of Goal of the Week from last week as well. You'll get to see that. And, of course, also as well, I should say a massive thank you to Barry Swain, of course, commentator for the BBC, for opening the show this week. And also as well, of course, a special message which has been sent to me by, of course, Steve Whitney, who's going through his chemo again this week and has asked me to pass the message on. Don't forget, non-league day is this weekend coming, and he has asked for you guys to get in touch with him for anything that your club is up to during non-league day, and let him know, and he will, of course, put that onto the website and publicise that for you as much as possible. Guys, please send in your game goals. Some clubs are sending in their goals, but what we really want is if you can send in all your game goals, that would be absolutely fantastic. Also, as well, send them in, because, there's 40-odd games every single week, and sometimes we're missing about 20 of them. So let's get them in. It's all here to promote your clubs and hopefully get more people through the gate for you. But enough of my waffle. As we said, watch, share, subscribe. Who was last week's Goal of the Week?
He just punched it. Oh, Coalville going to break now. That's a good ball. Needs to beat his man. He has. That's a good ball. He's in. He's in. He's going to score. Would you believe that? From a corner, straight down the other end. Tamworth are losing as well.
Well, of course, our interview today, of course, game of the week, of course, was Nuneaton Borough versus Coalville. And, of course, it was a very, very late goal that unfortunately saw for Jimmy. Anyway, not necessarily for Coalville, but for Jimmy, who we're talking to today, of course, for them to take the 3 points. And Jimmy, two great sides going up against each other. And I suppose must be a little bit disappointed, if a lot disappointed, that, that they scored as late as they did.
Yeah, it's very hard to swallow, but at the end of the day, we had to take a gamble and see if we could get the 3 points, the position we were in, and we sent all the bodies up for a 90th minute corner, and Coalville do what they do very well, the counter attack, and they got bodies forward and nicked the winner in the last minute, and very, very hard to swallow. But the be all and end all, a point wasn't quite good enough for Nuneaton Borough at that point anyway. So, you know, we went for it. And sometimes in football, you get caught out. And Pat Coalville and Steve-O on the back, the way they broke was fantastic.
I mean, yourself though, the game itself though, I mean, how do you feel it went for yourselves? You know, like, I know you can see the last goal, but I mean, was you pleased with the performance from the boys? And did you pick up any injuries that's going to cause any issues? I mean, how did it go for yourself?
I think the game was very even. I think first half we've had 60-40 of the possession and probably had 3 or 4 half chances, and we didn't take his chance. And then second half, I think Coalville was 60-40 the better, and they had a few half chances as well. And it had 0-0 writ all over it, with both goalies doing minimum. But they just seemed to have that knack of putting the ball in the back of the net. And it's a crying shame that we ain't got a point out of it and kept us unbeaten home record. But again, I've just said it earlier, we had to have a go, because we're going to end up finishing 4th or 5th. And if we'd have won the game, we could have probably finished 2nd or 3rd, and that's what we're chasing. I think the league title had already gone away from us before that game. That weren't the title decider. So it's just a case of where can we finish in the playoff places if we stay in the playoff places.
I mean, do you see it now being a complete sort of run between Coalville and Tamworth now? Is it going to be one of the two, or would you involve Leiston in that?
Nothing against Leiston. I think Leiston are a fantastic side, but if I had to bet on two teams, I'd say it will be out of Tamworth and Coalville. Both playing great football. Leiston are playing good football. Rushall are playing some good football, one again. And then we're just doing our bit, and we're just hanging in there at the minute. And you know, I think everybody knows that we ain't putting the ball in the back of the net at the wrong time of the year. We need to get the strikers to find the back of the net, and it's not happening for us at the minute. And we just don't look like we're going to score, although we're having a lot of possession. Hence tonight, the training session's all about shooting and striking and getting the wingers to get the ball in. We just need the strikers to hit that little bit of form at the right time, but it ain't happening at the moment for us.
As you said, now would be the right time, especially if it looks like, you know, going into what, you know, seems to, you know, would assume to be playoffs. It'd be a great time to get them all firing on all cylinders. But the game itself, I mean, what was the thought process, you know, at the beginning of the game? I mean, what did you say to the lads before going out out onto the pitch at the beginning of the game?
Well, we beat Coalville at their place 2-0 quite comfortable, and one thing's for sure, our back four seemed to keep Coalville very, very quiet at Coalville, and that was the game plan again, and see if the forwards could just pick the loose bits up. And 1-0, would it be enough? I did say 1-0 probably wouldn't be enough, because Coalville front four, they're electric when they get the ball, and I'd like to pat my back four on the back, because we kept them very, very quiet. And you know, I think with both managers and both sets of players, I think Coalville come to draw, and I think Nuneaton went to win. But once the game had got up, you know, half an hour in, I think we were both thinking a point should be okay, and it petered out into one of them nice 0-0 draws, which is quite entertaining for the fans. I don't think it was a drab game, but I think both sets of players had sort of like settled for a 0-0, and it was sort of like, come on lads, please have a go. But you can't hit them with a stick, David, can you? You can only ask them what you want to do, and we had a go first half, and second half we defended very well. It's just you know, the kick in the teeth that we ain't got a point and kept the home record. But like I say, managers have to take gambles, and if we'd have got a point, it really, honestly, I kept looking at it, and my head coach weren't very happy with it. Then I put everybody up front, because he'd obviously want to keep the home record. But you know, we really needed to have a go. But they're a good side, and I said about 6-8 weeks ago that, you know, I think we lost a game somewhere, and I said Coalville will probably win the league for me. And I'll stand by that now, you know, and nothing against Leiston and Tamworth and Rushall, but Coalville do look the best side out of the 5 of us.
So was it a little bit of a disappointing dressing room at the end of the game? And if so, I mean, how do you pick the heads up ready for the nice trips down to Sussex for Needham Market at the weekend?
Yeah, massive game, innit? They just beat Tamworth, so Needham are a good side all season. They've had a great cup run, and they're obviously capable. So we know it's going to be really, really, really tough at Needham. And you know, my lads are good lads. We all understood really. Very disappointed. A lot of cups and bottles being thrown about, and it was 5 minutes. Always let the lads have 5 minutes, and then we turn it around. Then, you know, everybody, listen, lads, the be all and end all is remit to get into the playoffs. We're sitting 5th. Win 3 more games, you're in the playoffs. You've been amazing. You've achieved everything I've set you out to do. So let's just concentrate on finishing 5th and making sure there's no more slip-ups. You know, we've got to win 3 games out of the last 8, and we'll be in there.
Well, listen, mate, we appreciate your time. We can see you're busy, very busy man. So we'll let you go.
Always busy at Nuneaton, mate. You come down to the ground, you got 50 jobs to do.
Thanks, you,
no, just being a manager at Nuneaton, David. I've got to go and sweep the toilets out in a minute.
Adam, as away wins go, that was probably about as perfect as it could get, was it?
Yeah. What a time to score. I thought it was a game of football. It was a proper game of football on a heavy pitch. I thought we thoroughly deserved it, really, especially the second half performance. We're a little bit wasteful in the top third, but what a great goal to win it, to be fair. And we knew coming here it'd be hard. You know, they've not lost at home all season, and we had to be on a game. Times again, it was the ball retention, giving it away on the post at times. You know, wasn't pretty. But when we did get it and we kept it, I thought we looked a really good side. And credit to the lads. So yeah, proud of them in there. You know, they dug in again. Another clean sheet. Thought defensively solid. And to be fair, I don't think Whitey had a save to make, really, that I can recall. So all in all, a great afternoon against a good side. You know, as we said, you know, your Nuneatons and your Tamworths, the big clubs in the division as such, and it shows how far we've come. You know, again, away support behind the goal. How many? I don't know.
More than we used to get.
More than what we used to get at home, and come away in the noise. And it, like I said, I thought credit to both teams. It was a proper game of football, proper atmosphere, and these are the games that I said to the lads before the game that you want to play in. So yeah, they've embraced that and got the 3 points, but lots of football to play. You know, I said it last week: 33 points, 30 points left, and every game's going to be tough for us.
Did it just take? Belief sounds harsh, but that second half when we started stringing some passes together and we got in some really good areas, sometimes even when we didn't work the keeper. And did you see us growing into that second half and putting ourselves on top? Yeah,
without that, because I know we've got lots of quality, and at times, you know, in these games, you know, teams around each other, it ends up as, you know, 100 miles an hour, and then once the game settles, we got on the football and we did what we can do. But a great counter-attacking goal there, and delighted. But as I keep saying, lots and lots more football to be played.
Yeah, and we go again in 2 days. A quick turnaround away at Stourbridge. Is it, you know, the challenge going to be you raising the lads again to follow a win like this up?
Well, no, I just said in there, you know, we've won the game. You know, it's great to score them, celebrating with the fans, you know, that we've won the game. But on to the next one. You know, there's no, you can be bouncing around the changing room all you like, but you know, it's about the end product in the next game. And we'll go to a side, Stourbridge. Got some good players in there. A good club, been around this level for a few years, and there'll be a stern test for us away from home, you know, so we're going to set off now, and we'll get there on time.
Swindon Supermarine kept up their playoff charge on Wednesday night as they got 2 late goals, one from James Harding and one from Henry Spalding in the last few minutes of the game to keep up the pressure for the playoff places. Paul Town's charge for the playoffs was helped with a 2-0 win over Merthyr Town on Tuesday night to keep Swindon Supermarine at bay. Beaconsfield Town went to the Avenue Stadium, the home of Dorchester Town, on Tuesday night and came away with all 3 points thanks to a 2-0 win. Didcot Town did no harm to their playoff chasing hopes with a 1-0 win over Kempston Rovers to keep them third in the Central Division. AFC Dunstable entertained Cirencester Town in midweek and they put a dent in their playoff chances with a 2-0 win. Playoff chasing Wimborne Town suffered a setback in midweek as they went down by 4-1 to Frome.
Shoulders in the box! Tight! Come on! 17 on the edge! Piercy, Wibby. Ball.
It's time for all the action from this weekend's games. Russell Olympic, looking for that home semi-final in the playoffs, travelled to Bedford Town on Saturday and came away with all 3 points thanks to a 2-0 victory. Redditch United picked up their first win in 4 as they took on bottom place AFC Rushden in Diamonds with a 1-0 win thanks to Ryan Wallacott in the 83rd minute. Kings Langley took on Baseford United on Saturday, looking for the 3 points to get themselves out of the bottom 4, but could only get a point and stay in the bottom 4 on goal difference.
Central.
With Weston-super-Mare only picking up 1 point in their last 2 games, Bracknell and Truro tried to close the gap on them, and it was Truro City who did just that with a 3-0 win away at Bracknell. Chesham United's poor form continued on Saturday as they could only draw 1-1 with Winchester City. Swindon Supermarines charge for the playoffs hit a speed bump on Saturday as they could only pick up a point against Tiverton Town. Hayes and Yearding cruised to an easy victory over Dorchester Town on Saturday, thanks to 4 goals from Moses Emmanuel in a 4-0 win.
In the 85th minute.
Hendon's relegation worries eased a little bit on Saturday when they travelled to Wales to face Merthyr Town and came away with a 2-1 victory. Plymouth Parkway beat Middlesex Cup finalist Harrow Borough by 4 goals to 0 at the weekend to leave Harrow Borough still in that relegation zone. Humphrey travelled to Salisbury to continue the Great Escape, but unfortunately they came away with nothing as they went down 4-2. Hadley's impressive run of form continued on Saturday as they visited third place Didcot Town, and thanks to a second-minute goal from Finlay Aldridge they came away with all 3 points and now sit 4 points outside the playoffs. At Woodson Park on Saturday, Ware finally came out on the end of a late goal in their favour this time as they win 2-1 and stay in the playoff places. Playoff chasing Kidlington travelled to Waltham Abbey on Saturday and the points were shared with a 1-1 draw.
Halfway! Take it go!
Aylesbury United eased their relegation fears with a 2-1 win away at Kempston Rovers. On Saturday, league leader Sholing came from 2-0 down to win by 3-2 when they travelled to Frome Town. Wimborne Town kept their playoff hopes alive with a 2-1 win at Willand Rovers, keeping them 4th in the Southern South Division.
Substitute Oliver Bray, who has to be the tallest man on the pitch, makes the free kick and nods it down for Bailey Kempster, who was ghosting in on the far post. In the battle in mid-table, Larkhall Athletic took all 3 points with a 2-1 win over Porton Rovers.
Just like league leaders Sholing, Hamworthy United come from 2 down to beat Westbury United by 3 goals to 2 and keep their playoff dreams alive.
Come on, Johnny! Come on, Johnny! Come on, Johnny!
It's Goal of the Week time, and here's your 4 nominations.